EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. I'm your host, Jonathan Coachman, and this is Madden Ultimate Team. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the Washington Redskins and the Miami Dolphins. With that, let's get down to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Got a man open. It's the Hall of Famer, Kellen Winslow. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Here we go. First down at the 40-yard line. 97's the mic. 97.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul. They'll look to throw. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Two chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Terrell Owens there to make the grab. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive.
In a very familiar sight, T.O. in the end zone. How about 3 different seasons he led the NFL in receiving touchdowns, and is the only player in NFL history to score a touchdown against all 32 NFL teams. And even crazier, he had at least 2 touchdowns against every team.
Ryan Saxter point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. After the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. All the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
The pass there complete to Sutton, and up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give the Redskins 13 there and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Manning now to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by the Hall of Famer Mel Blount. Cooper was the intended target.
Brandon, I'm not going to tell him that you called him old in our pregame meeting, but this guy has been around a long time. If there's a trick in the book, he knows it. He probably even wrote a few chapters, and this is what he's always had, and that's a nose for the football. He's able to come away here with the interception.
As the offense comes out here, CD, we got to talk about the big one. We've waited for it all season long, down to the final 2 in Miami. All the glitz, all the glamour. What do you think of this matchup, partner?
And a lot of folks thought that this might be Baltimore and San Francisco. They were the 2 best teams in the regular season. But Kansas City, many thought might very well have been number 3. And ended up getting the home field advantage after the Ravens lost to Tennessee. Took full advantage of that and found their way to Miami. Interesting thing for me, these 2 coaches. Andy Reid, he's been to the Super Bowl before. He was the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, and they lost Super Bowl 39 to the Patriots. And then Kyle Shanahan, he's been there as a coordinator with the Atlanta Falcons, a 28-3 lead against the Patriots in Super Bowl 51 before losing that one in overtime. One of these coaches is going to get his first Super Bowl win. Can't wait to see how this one turns out.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd.
Ready?
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. Sanders shaking and baking. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Back to throw now on 1st down. That one complete to Okoye. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes is quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
On 1st down, it's Sanders, and he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Terrell Owens with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. So they've had 2 drives, and he's had the 2 receiving touchdowns.
And how about a game plan where you decide to force feed or feature someone, and it works? First 2 drives, as you noted, end up in touchdown passes. I think they're going to keep going to them until the defense makes any kind of an adjustment.
Here's Bryant for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
Back out now comes Washington's offense, and if you do a dive into the 2019 season, you know that things just not so rosy in the nation's capital football-wise for the Redskins. 3-13. Jay Gruden let go back in the middle of the season, but now a new man in charge, Ron Rivera. What did you think of the hire?
I thought it was a spectacular hire for Washington because, to me, Ron Rivera would have been the leading candidate in Washington, in Dallas. Okay, I mean, you know, in Cleveland, wherever there was an opening, save Carolina, where he just got let go, to me, he was the top candidate.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Reggie White on the sack there, showing the explosiveness that led him to the Hall of Fame. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Stick the oar. Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. Let's go.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here, as that'll bring up 4th down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Now a peek at T.O. as he and the offense gears up to get ready to go again. And his 2 touchdowns, a big reason they're winning right now.
So meaningful when you score and it's got your team out there in front. Changes the complexion of everything you're doing. It's one thing to score in garbage time, but these count. This is a big deal, and he's making those types of plays. And I think they'll keep finding ways to get it to him.
I was just going to say probably going to go back to it. Over the middle, complete. That's Holt. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Come on, baby. Ready.
Back to throw here. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now they're in the hurry-up. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. On is the Hall of Famer Ray Guy to punt this away on 4th down. Christian Kirk deep to return it. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has certainly been one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference, as the teams have already come back out onto the field for the second half. So let's get you back out as well, to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
From the 44, Manning. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Working from the gun, Manning dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Manning to throw for it on fourth. Jordan Reed has it. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Deion Sanders up to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's the Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor doing what he does best.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now we've got whistles here before the snap. Was this on the Redskins? I think so. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters, is it? And the pressure gets to him again. Reggie White able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
That's his second sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Another run with Sanders. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. They'll run on first down. Sanders And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Redskins' 49-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Sanders. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Holt. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll get this one complete to T.O. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
Hey, man. Watch the boot.
On 1st down, it's Sanders. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. 15 yards. But the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And Barry Sanders the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that was
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Reggie White able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ty Law, and they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, We're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 2 yards, good enough for a first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run on first down. Sanders. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
They go play action here on first down. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.